What if you weren't competing with younger, better-looking people for younger audiences because you're not targeting that audience in the first place? What if you, who are watching this, aren't an anomaly? What if there are other people in your same stage of life looking through scads of thumbnails of young video entrepreneurs and feeling like you missed the boat to possible success long ago? And here's another crazy notion. What if there are young people who actually value an older perspective? There are a myriad of sayings, cliches, platitudes, bromides, and fantastic quotes about how much time you have and when things can be accomplished. Here's one. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Here's another. Night school will take me 5 years. I'll be 50 by the time I get out. So how old will you be in 5 years if you don't go to night school? Or this one. There's no time like the present. And look, it's the present. There's a million of them, and every one of them is true. But it doesn't matter if they're true. It only matters whether you believe it. Look back at what you were doing 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Have you moved or grown significantly since then? Was it 5 years of 2.5% raises while inflation crests 8%? Maybe you got a promotion in there somewhere, giving you a sweet 12% bump. Did you really feel it? Did it change your life? Success is not guaranteed. Neither is failure. Mediocrity, on the other hand, you can bet, bank, and bond upon. There is nothing so sure as the damning certainty of an average life. What if you could look back at yourself 5 years from now? What do you want to look back on? 5 more piecemeal raises entirely eclipsed by inflation? Maybe a layoff scare or two? Or would you rather make this the moment that changed the trajectory of your life? Be exceptional and don't allow your past or your present to decide your future. Take that on your own self. If you could go back in time and tell yourself to make a change, buy a stock, ask out a girl or boy, take a job, make a move, partner in that business, would you do it? Would you have done it? Well, listen, because what you're hearing right now is yourself from the future, and he is begging you to make your life yourself something that you love living, that you can't wait to get out of bed for, that is rich and varied and full of everything you've ever dreamed of. What's more, you'll discover new dreams that you never even knew were possible. Life hasn't passed you by, and you're not stuck. You are so much more than you realize. You only need to start, and the first step is giving yourself permission to be more. It's not an overnight change. Those aren't real. You don't go from being Al Bundy to being Elon Musk by telling yourself, I'm worth it. But once you start moving toward something, instead of treading water, you'll start believing that it's possible. That you are possible. That's what I needed to hear. And I don't need to be the only one getting a visit from my future self. Here's my journey. I wanted to be an actor. My family and my girlfriend at the time talked me out of it. And for the last 25 years, I've been in tech. Help desk, system administrator, database administrator, computer programmer, consultant, instructor, manager. For a lot of that time, I'd look longingly at television shows and movies, wishing that I could be doing that. I used to regret the path well traveled. But regrets are a waste of energy. And besides, those choices have brought me here, have made me who I am now. After a hell of a lot of reflection and soul searching, I realized that I may have been having a grass is greener moment. Decade, pair of decades, whatever. It may well be that if I had gone down the path where I became an actor, that I would have lamented that decision at some point, that my entire life was getting paid to pretend I'm someone else. Or I may have loved it. But that's why regrets are a waste of your time and energy. You have no clue whether making that change would have actually improved your life. Worse, there is no past. Not anymore. It's gone. I've wasted hundreds of irreplaceable hours of my life wallowing in self-pity over decisions that I made years ago, when I could have been using that time, all that time, any of that time, and that energy to be a hell of a lot more productive, and to move myself closer to something that I could love. What if 5 years ago I had started this very project that I'm filming right now? How many videos would I have created? How many lives could I have touched? How many people could I have helped, or at least entertained? How is this going to look and sound in 5 years? I am genuinely excited to find out. I look around and I see people happy and creating and living and wishing that I could do what they do. It turns out the only thing stopping me was me. So, how about you? What if you started today?